Ever feel like you're drowning in AI names? ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, what's actually the difference? It's a crowded field out there for sure. So today, we're going to break it down. We're putting the major players head-to-head to figure out what really makes each one tick. Let's dive in.
Okay, before we get rolling, just a quick heads up. This is part 4 of an 11-part series. We're diving into a really comprehensive report all about generative AI from Virtualization Options LLC. And for this part, we're zoning in on the text-generating titans.
All right, so let's meet the starting lineup. Think of it like this. We've got 4 heavyweights in the ring. First, there's GPT-4, kind of the all-rounder champ. Then you've got Claude, the cautious professional. In another corner, Gemini, the Google native, and finally, Copilot, the ultimate office assistant. Each one has its own vibe, its own special skill. So let's break them down one by one.
So let's kick things off with the one that, let's be honest, probably brought most of us into this whole world of generative AI. I'm talking about the versatile leader of the pack, OpenAI's GPT-4.
So, what's the deal with GPT-4 really? At its core, it's pretty much seen as the industry leader. Its superpower? It's just incredibly good at producing text that makes sense and understands context. I mean, think about the huge range of topics and styles it can nail. That flexibility is exactly why it's the engine running under the hood of so many tools we use every day, with ChatGPT being the most famous one, of course. And GPT-4's power? Well, it comes from a few different places. It's not just about writing. It has some serious reasoning skills, which means it can chew on really complex problems. Plus, it's multimodal. That's a fancy way of saying it gets more than just text. You can show it an image and it'll understand. This is why it can jump from writing creative poetry one minute to doing deep data analysis the next. When you boil it all down, its biggest strength is just that, sheer adaptability. Okay, let's switch gears and look at our next contender. And this one, it paints a totally different picture. Let's talk about Claude, from a company called Anthropic. They've carved out a really specific niche for themselves as the safety-first choice.
You see, Claude's whole philosophy from the ground up is different. It's designed around 3 core ideas: be helpful, be harmless, and be honest. And their secret sauce for this is something called constitutional AI. Basically, it's a special way of training the model to stick to a set of ethical rules and to always put safety first. So it's not just about getting an answer, it's about getting a responsible one.
And that laser focus on safety, that's exactly why you see a lot of big companies, especially in areas like finance and healthcare, leaning towards Claude. It has a much lower chance of hallucinating, just making stuff up. Its answers are deliberately more cautious and conservative, and when accuracy is everything, that's a feature, not a bug. This is the AI you pick when you absolutely can't afford to be wrong.
All right, on to our last 2 contenders. We're actually going to talk about Google's Gemini and Microsoft's Copilot together. Why? Because they both share the same killer strategy. They're not just separate tools, they are deeply woven into the massive software ecosystems that, let's face it, most of us live in every single day.
First up, Google Gemini. And you gotta understand, this thing isn't just a text generator. It was built from day one to be truly multimodal. That means it can juggle text, images, audio, and even video all at the same time. But its real magic, its superpower, is how it's just part of the Google universe. It's woven right into the fabric of everything Google does. And that integration? It's a total game changer. It means Gemini can pull real-time info directly from Google Search, so it's always up to date. It plays nice with all your workspace apps. Think Docs, Sheets, you name it. And get this, it even comes in different sizes. You have the super powerful Ultra, but also a tiny version called Nano that can run right on your phone. Now, let's hop over to the other side of the fence to Microsoft Copilot. What's interesting here is that under the hood, Copilot is actually powered by GPT-4, but its whole identity is about where it lives. You don't go to Copilot, it comes to you. It's an assistant that's built right into all those Microsoft 365 tools you're already using.
Yeah, when you see them side by side like this, the strategy just clicks, right? Gemini is your go-to AI for the Google world. Search, Workspace, Android, the whole shebang. And Copilot? That's your partner in the Microsoft universe, helping you out right inside Word, Excel, and Teams. The whole point is they bring the AI directly into your workflow.
Okay, so we've met the all-arounder, the careful professional, and the 2 big ecosystem kings. That's great, but what does it all mean? What are people actually doing with these things? Out in the real world, how is this technology really changing the game? So let's pull back the curtain and look at the real-world playbook.
this is the fun part. This is where these kind of abstract, high-tech models turn into super practical, powerful assistants that help with a ton of different tasks. I mean, think about it. If you're a content creator, you're using it to draft blogs and marketing copy. If you're in customer support, it's handling automated responses. For students, it's like having a personal tutor on call, ready to make study guides. And for programmers, my gosh, it's an absolute lifesaver for writing and debugging code. The bottom line is, this stuff is fundamentally changing how work gets done across the board.
So there you have it. You've got the sheer, raw power of GPT-4, the careful, principled safety of Claude, and the it's just there seamlessness of Gemini and Copilot. The takeaway here is that there's really no single best model. It's all about finding the best tool for the job. And that leaves us with one final, really important question to think about. Which of these AI co-writers are you going to choose for your next project?